one evening as the sun went down and our cooking coals were glowing, down the path came a party hiking, and they said, folks, we're all going. We're yearning for a portal far away in a tavern full of shouting. So join us, friends, and let's descend deep into Under Mountain, deep into Under Mountain. There run dungeons hot and cold, where the monsters surge and pushes, and the youngest runes are old, where the mimics all lie waiting, and the goblin werebats roost. All the wisps and wasps and the mezzo lost, the hidden pit where we'll all plummet deep into Under Mountain. Deep into Under Mountain, all our blades will sing like choirs, as our arrows strike like drum beats, and our green flame pops and pyres. Our barbarian will stomp a brood as the rogues dance shadow play. Oh, we're sworn to go at a great tempo. We'll chant our spells as we now delve deep into Under Mountain. Deep into Under Mountain, you'll always find new gear, and your old mundane accoutrement can be handed down, don't fear. The magic items you'll attune and the artifacts you'll find. There's armor with gems and weird potions and a propeller hat that lets you ascend deep into Under Mountain. Deep into Under Mountain, the mad wizard stood gates so folks can open portals. He left clues to activate. He has a thing for puzzles and he likes to throw his voice. We're going to delve to where he dwells, to the lowest tower, to seek his power deep into Under Mountain. I'll see you there, the lowest lair, deep into Under Mountain.
Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. Here comes the legend, the bravest of brave. Fiercer than lions, more southern than you. He's conquered our hearts, and he'll conquer hell too. Joe Hughes. From the mining mesa, the helping hermit stream, mocking in the rages of their chat proximity. They block their blocks down quickly toward their stated goal. And when y'all tune in, your laughter's uncontrolled. When the last flight brings more blocks and the fireworks go cold, HermitCraft will build together, not alone. So watch with us each Monday, remember to follow, so the chat can see you there, so you never miss a show.
Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Let's get all this encumbering armor off, because we're not here to fight today. We are here to help. We're here to help hermits. This is Hermits helping hermits. We are going to be waiting on a few other folks to pop in. I know Esuma is going to be joining us soon. That's not the button I want to press. Is this it? Where's the voice chat button? Ah, here we go. HHH. Boom. We have created the Hermits helping hermits group. And hopefully, there's Esuma jumping in as well. Now, what is the button to enable that overlay? Is it this? Is it that? There we go. Now I can see whether or not I'm... There we are. Okay. Boom. Now we can tell whether or not we're talking during HHH. That's a crucial feature. Now, if you've never seen a Joe Hill stream before, my face camera is down here in slot 8. And basically, if we get tips and hit tipping milestones, the camera gets bigger. So tips are welcome via YouTube Super Chat as well as paypal.me/Joe Hills. Let's go ahead and post that link. So anybody who would like to tip is welcome to do that. The camera will get bigger every $20 milestone we hit. I've got an abacus so I can keep track of that cumulatively, but you'll see that soon enough. Okay, so Esuma and I are definitely doing HHH today. I'm not sure who else is going to be hopping in. So that means also that I need to switch over to here. Okay, cool. Now I can see all the chats. Welcome, everyone. Let's see. So the way HHH works is we usually don't know exactly what project we're going to do. Every hermit has different kind of ideas about what might need to be done on the server. But usually it depends on who actually shows up, what idea gets done. Now, one of my ideas that I don't think we're going to do today, because I think Esuma had something. One of my ideas was to add some better stairs in the nether between the upper level and the lower level. Because right now, the nether is just an absolute terrifying death trap. But, you know, who am I to talk? Because, I mean, I've got a creeper in a boat at my dock here hidden behind a vine. So, I mean, this is arguably a death trap too. But, you know, that's fine. Not everything's always going to be perfect in every way. Yeah, Esuma, I think, wanted to do something with the spawner. Hey, is Rex here? Hey, Rex, glad you could join us. I know you got work today. Welcome also Shala, Drubaka, Mahi Zero, Kindless. Glad y'all could make it. We are going to grab some extra food from our azalea table here. The azalea table really loses something with the grass in the background. Maybe I should revise this a little bit. I don't know. It's probably a little late to do that when we are about to do HHH. But here. So I'm not sure exactly what what X had in mind. Dang it. I got Rex on the brain now. Oh, we should probably go through our setting up stream checklist before Esuma gets here too. Okay, stream checklist time. Go. Boom, 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 boom.
8:30 p.m. the usual streaming setup. Turn on the lights, make sure they're bright and gleam.
Title and tweet, pour water tank top and chroma. OBS seems all set, so I click start the stream, and so I'll pause, fold in, and open VLC. Pick 2 songs before, lay your head down and dream. I'll say that's us to y'all, Joe Hills from Tennessee. Folks asking when will my stream begin?
After Howdy, it's items and chest tools breaking.
Pickaxe went poof while talking to you, professional Minecrafter here, there's no mistaking. So I'll click crafting quick, anvil time, enchant pick, then I'll replace the books in random chests with care for my winery. I'm sure there's blocks somewhere, and then I'll hush and hush and hush and hush chat, swear not any closer to recording. Folks keep asking and asking and asking and asking, when will my stream begin?
Seriously, y'all,
I need to record
this next episode
I've been working toward. I can't edit without footage, no. Once I'm all geared up, maybe we can start the show. So there we go. I think we are all geared up. Let's take down that setting up stream sign. I'm also realizing that we can stream snipe Esuma. Let's see where he is. He is in... Oh, he went back to the spawner area from last time. Okay, well, so going to his house wasn't a good idea. So, I don't think that there's a portal directly to... Well, no, did he put in a portal? He's got a portal in the background of his shot. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like he might have created a portal to that spawner area. Am I going the right way? Probably not. No, definitely not. So we're going to run back toward the main thing, and then we'll go to the spawner area where Esuma is. Let's get this in our offhand here so we can use dynamic lights a little bit. But, yeah. Here we go. Oh, also, we got our first tip of the evening, or afternoon, rolling in from Carl. Thank you, Carl, for the 20, who says, it's time to grow hills. So if you've never seen a Joe Hill stream before, please direct your attention down here to slot 8, because I'm about to say, howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. D-da-dee-da-dee, dee-da-dee-da-dee-dee-dee. Alrighty, so there we go. And now we also got another tip for 5 from Flog Kid. Thank you, Flog Kid, for the 5, who says, grow, Joe, grow. That puts us 15 away from the next face camera expansion. So it looks like Esuma is leading this HHH. He spoke to me earlier and said, well, that was like more than 5 minutes ago. But he's supposed to get back to me when he's ready. Are these guys just spawning in front of me? I feel like I'm too close for them to be spawning like that. That's kind of... I thought if I just buttoned every other one it would help, but clearly it didn't. Okay. Hey, welcome CW Bond. Glad you could join us. Welcome Kaijo. So escape the Basalt Delta going west. Wells Knight. Okay, was the portal... I feel like the portal to get to where Esuma is now wouldn't be this far over, because it was... Is there a diagonal portal this way? Oh, maybe it's this one. See if this goes where we need to be. I'm just kind of dead reckoning here. This is not guaranteed to be... Where are we? Okay. Yeah, this looks like somebody's base. Okay, that is not it. Welcome, Zia. Glad you could join us. Hope all y'all watching from Indonesia enjoy the stream. Where is the portal to the new spawner area? I mean, I could technically go over land from here, but if there's like... I feel like it would be near Iskal and Ethos place, maybe? Maybe it's this seafoam one here. This feels like it's in the right place. Okay. Did we find it? No, this is back at Etho and Skulls. So wait, maybe that other one that was off of the thing. Okay. So let's go back this way. It's probably that one off the stone bricks, though. Okay. Well, the thing about HHH is that anybody can pop in. Yeah, this looks familiar. This is where we were last week. Okay. So, I'm not sure what we're doing at the moment. And Esuma is currently muted. X, unmute at your convenience. And I'll get started. What is he doing? Is he taking damage? Is he taking damage on... What? Why is he... Did he potion himself? He's waffling. What is waffling? I don't... Okay.
Well, that's a group. Hang on, I haven't got the icons on.
Yeah, I made the group. Technically, yeah, I can hear... Oh, hey, X. Howdy,
Joe, I was just having a bit of a waffle with my chat on something that you'll back me up on, right?
I can't promise I'll back you up, but I'll hear you out. And I'll share my position.
I'm pretty sure you will, right? Like, people who end up in the spotlight, in the attention of others, they get harassed, people have opinions about them, they talk about them in public, they become the center of attention. And, like, some people will go, oh, that's just how it is. Comes with the territory. What else should they expect, right? And I'm trying to argue with my chat that, like, we should expect better of ourselves, and we should strive to treat each other the best we can, and not fall into those pitfalls of just saying there are people who don't behave right in the world, and that's just the way it is, right?
Well, I think in this particular case, we should. Well, okay, I'm going to back up. In general, we should always expect people to try and be the best they can. But at the same time, we also have to take logical steps to protect ourselves from people who would cause us harm. Like, if you drive somewhere and leave a laptop in the car, you lock the car. Or maybe you take the laptop with you because it could get stolen. We try to expect that nobody should steal a laptop out of a car, but maybe we don't leave it in there anyway, right?
I totally agree. But if someone then steals your laptop, that shouldn't just be dismissed as, oh, that's just the way it is.
No, we should.
Right?
We
it
should
doesn't
try
excuse the behavior.
Yeah, and we should try to have a society where nobody has to steal laptops to afford to eat and things like that. But we have to both be working toward a better future while acknowledging the flaws of the present. Because honestly, if we don't acknowledge the flaws of the present, we can't create realistic plans to create that better future. And what I will say is, in terms of the specific thing you're talking about, which is how people deal with, people who are relatively famous to some degree or another, I think it's important to realize that the people that are quote-unquote internet celebrity is just a new word for folk heroes, okay? Mm-hmm. And what you see of people and who they are not going to line up perfectly, right?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with everything you're saying.
Yeah, and so as long as people remember that when they're talking about, when they're complaining about somebody on the internet, that they don't really fully know them. They're just complaining about that person's shared part of their experience, not their whole life. It's like talking about an athlete. You don't know what their day-to-day life is. You just see them on the pitch,
Exactly.
And so when I get criticism, I try to remember that some criticism is going to be valid because I always want to get better as an artist. But some people are just here to mock me as a person, right? And at the same time, I need to remember they are seeing Joe Hills, the folk hero, not Joe Hills, the person. They're not working side by side with me in an office every day. If my coworkers said something negative about me when I was working full-time in a 80-person company, 80 people is small enough that you kind of get to know everybody to some degree or another. You're having lunch together, you're going out after work for drinks, you're getting to know each other. I would take that criticism a lot more seriously, because I would say this person's probably genuinely trying to be helpful when they're criticizing me. I feel like even though they don't see me at home, they only see me in the one context of the office, but also, hey, we go out to lunch, we pal around sometimes too. That's way more than anybody on the internet sees of me. And so I need to kind of make sure that I keep a healthy appreciation for that gap between my full personality and the folk hero, quote unquote, image that people see of me. And, I think that helps keep me sane because, there's a lot of toxicity and negativity on the internet, and I wish it was better. And I try to create a positive community in my own area, the parts I do control, like my Discord, my Twitch chat, my YouTube chat. But, there's only so much you can do. And, I'm just doing my best to do my art.
You're absolutely, totally right. I'm 100% on board with you on this. There is a place for criticism, and it's usually from people who know you, that are closer to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't stand how that can overlap. People can't see that boundary, right? When you have drama out in the public eye, celebrity lives and things that they're going through in courtrooms and whatnot, just being dragged out by everyone, and people having all these different opinions on it when no one's ever met this person.
Yeah, I try not to do, when I do my show and I'm streaming for 2-3 hours a night, there's, some downtime, maybe some lulls in the conversation. And it's always tempting to be like, oh, hey, did you see what's going on in the news today? Did you see this? Did you see that? Let's talk about this. And I try to avoid anything that's about kind of people's intentions or stuff that you can't really judge that way. I've seen a lot of this around the Olympics.
What I do is I go into that conversation but I like, because I like to talk about these things, but I like to point out exactly what you're saying. Like, you don't know what's going on in their head. I mean, I feel like you're referring to something that a lot of people are talking about right now, and it's like, the end of the day, it's really just down to that person and what they feel is right for them. And anyone who comes in with this other opinion of like, oh, it's wrong or right, it's like, well, you don't know what it's like to walk in their shoes, and you don't know exactly what it is they're dealing with. So like, why have an opinion on it? And just like accept and support that someone has made that decision.
Yeah, and you know, there is an old saying that I personally disagree with, which is, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything nice at all. I would say a better expression would be, if you don't have anything nice to say, do something constructive. You know, either like take steps to fix the thing that you don't like, or go do something positive elsewhere. Like, that's one of the reasons that I've really enjoyed streaming and making videos so much during this pandemic, is there's just been so much negativity in all of our lives, and I don't want to focus on that all the time. I want to go make something that brings me joy and brings other people joy. And, you know, so like, if you don't have something nice to say, go put good into the world, is what I would recommend.
I like that. That's terrific. There are quite a few old sayings like that probably started with great intentions, but like better things come along. Like the old saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, right? But like, words can be immensely hurtful.
Oh,
you know?
Absolutely. Also, X, if you could like give me a simple task of like where to put the blocks and stuff, I would love to help right now, but I have no idea what you're doing or where to do it.
I'm making this room to begin with, like,
Okay.
have the right ceiling height and the right floor height. So you can see there's like 6 blocks to the bottom, 1 block above, and it goes out by 4 blocks on each side.
Okay, so if
And
I
then
start extending the ceiling here that you started, that would be helpful
Yeah.
now?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll go grab some blocks and I'll work on that. And yeah, since we're in the group, you can keep talking and I won't have the distance drift.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, where to take it from there? I got a little bit heated and just had someone in my chat like berating me, and yeah, I guess I brought all of this like heavy topic over to you.
You know, I'm happy to back you up on this in particular. Although I'm always wary when someone's like, "Hey, Joe, you're gonna back me up on this." It's like, that's not a promise. I'll hear you out, but
we've been around each other enough to like know
Yeah.
where we are at with certain ways of thinking, and to be fair, there's a lot of it in HermitCraft. I don't know like how, you know, because in some ways it's kind of random, but maybe it's just something about Minecraft just attracts certain types of people, right?
yeah, well, the open-ended creativity requires a certain approach to problem solving, maybe.
Yep. And also, if you think about what the gameplay is like compared to something like an FPS game, like a lot of FPS players might be prone to being angry, at least stereotypically. You know, the classic getting killed and throwing the controller type thing. Those games, I've played them, they like induce that kind of frustration. And if you don't know how to like handle it, like, so those sort of communities, in my mind, kind of attract different sorts of behavior. And I guess, yeah, like you said, creativity, problem solving. There's also a lot of social playing together in a like way more friendlier context. You play FPS games, you're trying to shoot each other. You're playing Minecraft, you're trying to build something together.
Well, and I think it depends, though, to some degree, on the first-person shooter. Like, for example, Team Fortress 2, I played on a community server with a bunch of folks who had, like, 4 real-life get-togethers a year. Like, we would all go down to Huntsville, Alabama, and have a big party every quarter. And so, and since Team Fortress is a team game, and the teams change all the time, even though you might get annoyed by somebody that you're playing against this round, you might be on their team next round, and you'll be glad that they're as obnoxiously good at the game as they are. And, you know, the fact that, like, we would all get together for, we had a New Year's party, we had an event in October, like a Halloween dress-up thing. Like, the fact that we would all see each other a few times a year and, you know, have drinks and have a big LAN party and stuff, it really kind of... It's possible for an FPS community to not be toxic, but
Yeah.
you know, that's not the baseline. You got to work at it. And you know,
Totally.
that's another thing about us is our Minecraft community has been worked at more than most Minecraft communities. You know?
That's true. It's had its time to evolve.
Yeah. And so I don't know how much of it is Minecraft and how much of it is just the fact that we're 10 years in, too, you know?
Could be that, yeah. The other thing is like when you're playing in person with other people, that changes like your behavior. You're not gonna shout and yell at someone who's sitting next to you like you might do someone on a stranger that you're playing with.
Yeah.
Okay, this bit here, by the way, it then drops
is
down
that-
again. So every
sorry, I
5
didn't know that.
blocks.
Okay.
That's cool. It's cool. We're all good. Every 5 blocks, it's going to drop down again. This is highly experimental, by the way. I should add.
Oh, that's
and
fine.
speaking of that, this wall here, we don't want to remove all of it.
Okay.
Like, because the spiders are going to come underneath. We're sort of doing the same thing we did at yours, but making it so the water streams will all kind of bring the cave spiders to a point together.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the... Oh, here it is. Okay.
Let's...
So if this one's lower, it's kind of like the lowest point sets the tone.
Mm-hmm.
So all of this has got to go down to this level.
Do we know...
Let's have a look.
Have we marked... Here's the block where you have to stand to activate as many of these as possible?
There's a couple of spots.
Mhm.
I was over here earlier. If you go behind me...
Sure.
Ooh, I can't actually see that one over there, so I'll just break a few blocks. Yes, if you're... still can't see it. Right, I'm activating it now. Oh, no, wait.
Or
you
am
just
I
jumped over
activating
there.
it? Sorry, you told me to stay behind you and I was jumping around. My bad.
I will break a few more blocks here. Yeah, we should definitely like leave a marker. So, okay, I'm like activating it about here, but
Mhm.
then not that one.
Yeah.
Okay, now they're active.
Because I was going to say, we might have to be kind of close to that center one there. Or maybe on top, like... Or are we trying to
Is
activate...
the one over... Hang on, well, let me double check this wall first. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. This we can actually bring this one block closer, but then that would be something like tinted glass, so you would actually be here. That is quite unfortunate because you can activate these ones all together standing here, right?
Yeah.
I think, yep.
So we've got 2 sets of 3 that you could have running if you had 2 people standing there.
Yeah, and we would like the players to like be in this middle area together. So on
Yeah.
this side, if we wanted to achieve that,
I think on this side you might need the players to just be kind of slightly above, like, looking down. I don't know.
oh wait, height. That's a good point. So if I go down a block or 2,
Oh yeah, because it's like a spherical radius, isn't it? Not cylindrical. Oh yeah, now you're active. Well,
there's not much in it for the sphere.
yeah.
This is the best I can get, and technically I'm standing like where the wall would be. So we could cheese it and make one of the walls smaller, which kind of sucks, but
Yeah, I mean, I think, that's the sort of
wait.
compromise, because at the point where you're getting 3, losing a tiny bit of efficiency on one of them is a third of what you would lose otherwise.
is that one over there active? I can't
the
see
one
it
on the
'cause there's
right,
blocks in the
no.
way.
Now it is.
Yeah. I think we'll just sacrifice a little bit of efficiency then.
I think it's worth it, yeah. I concur.
So we can have them like on the same side together. So if I sort of stand here, that one over there, it looks like it's active to me.
Yeah, all 3 are active now when you're there.
Okay, so that means that the wall here is going to be like an extra block closer.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have our player on that side. And then just across the way, somewhere over here, probably at a similar height as well. We can put both spots at the same height because we can move the spiders together.
Mm-hmm.
Someone asked why don't we put the AFK spot in the center of these 3. Do you know what? There might actually be one other place. So if I come here... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
So here's the wall of that one.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2. Wait, look down. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the wall of that one. Yeah, so standing here too far away from that one by a couple of blocks, sadly. So I think the thirst spot is good. Otherwise, we would go stand on the opposite side. I mean, how big of a deal is it that the players are sort of, you know, you're just there, I'm over here, and we're both using the farms together? Because technically, we are just using 2 3x3s in the same area. So if I'm standing like further over there, does it really matter that much?
I don't think they have to be aligned perfectly, because it's not like we're gonna stare longingly into each other's eyes for 3 hours. People are probably gonna go, get a book or, be doing something in another window if they're standing here AFKing.
Yeah, I would just argue like it's the novelty of having like 2 spots side by side kind of thing.
It is cool if we can
cool.
do it, but if we can't, we can't.
Well, we can. We just have to make the wall over here slightly smaller on this one. So, should I put it down to like a chat vote, perhaps?
I mean, if you want, yeah, go for it.
I'll do that.
Because I'm not sure how much of a difference it's going to make in terms of one
efficiency.
Yeah.
Not a crazy amount, but like aesthetically, or for the fact that the spots are near each other, maybe that's a bit of a sway. Okay, so what's the question?
I guess, let's see. Is it better to cut into the spawner and have it symmetrical, or is it better to lack symmetry but gain
right? So the options
efficiency?
are together in the middle, or
I think it's efficiency versus symmetry. Like, what's more important?
Yes, basically.
Is efficiency or symmetry?
Them being away from each other will give you full efficiency, and together in the middle we lose some efficiency, but we have them closer together. So I'm going to...
What did I just get hit by?
There's skeletons on my... They come running.
Got him. Okay. Yeah, where did he come from? Oh wow, this whole ravine is still unlit over here. Dang it. Enderman is trying to jump into my eye line. Okay, I might run down here and light some of this up, because this is... Yep, now I'm getting shot again.
I am surprised. My chat wants to see us put them together in the middle, which I'm happy to do, just because it just feels a little bit more unique that way. I tell you what, though, if we hadn't lost the one Cleo destroyed, if she had destroyed the other one, we would have had 3, like, just so neatly together that this thing would have almost looked a bit symmetrical in some ways.
Yeah, but what can you do, That's just life.
It happens. Right, so if you want to help with the digging...
Sure.
This one here needs walls and a ceiling. So, like, 1 above, 4 out in all directions, but then it goes downwards as far as this room over here.
Oh, okay, so bring it down.
And then things get tricky and complicated.
Okay, so we're making a clone of this room. So when you say 4 out, it's 4 out just like this room, then the wall.
Yeah, except in one direction, which I'll take care of now. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, and the wall will be there.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be best to just start with the ceilings on these things, because then you can work your way downwards after that.
Well, I was also thinking, maybe, do we want to make the walls out of something that's not stone? One of the reasons that I've used the extra smooth stone on these in the past is that way I know not to cut into it if I'm digging. Like,
yep, I know exactly what you're talking
so like
about.
Maybe I know cobble is ugly, but like, do we have any other?
Well, stone bricks. You can just...
Oh yeah, stone bricks would be we can make those in our inventory. Perfect. Yeah.
If you want to do it that way, let's go for it.
Okay, well, I wasn't trying to make any aesthetic choices without you, but yeah, I just want to make sure that like I'm not accidentally digging out something that you just placed.
No, it's really good idea. I usually do that myself. I just because we have so much to do, I just kind of went stone walls,
Yeah,
because I was
that's
actually
fair.
like chipping out derail and turning it into stone earlier. But we'll do stone walls, and then it will all be nice and visible. Right, my chat went 78% for Together in the Middle. So, with this being like a novel farm, it's like nice to hold on to the novelty, I guess.
Makes sense.
I'm just
Hey,
going to take a quick moment to thank the people putting noises in my ear.
I was just about to do the same. Good timing. Thank you very
Cool.
much to Last Week's Lasagna for the 5 who says, Lucho. Well, welcome. Last Week's Lasagna. That puts us 10 away from the next Face Camera expansion. Tips are always welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Super to Bean says this is a lot more chill than last week. Yeah, it's a lot easier to be chill when we've already, like, killed all the bad guys and lit everything up for the most part. Last week we hadn't done any of that yet, and so it was a little bit more hectic. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like putting torches down just so I can count these out and make sure that they're blatantly right. It's just easier for me to count the torch blocks. Okay, great. Yeah, we're going to have a nice chill stream. Also, tonight's stream is probably going to be kind of a shorter chill stream because we have a bunch of stuff that, like, there's just a ton of stuff that I have to do for Hermit Raiders later this week. I've been making a ton of changes to the studio, and I am also trying to get my episode 7, I think it is, edited, and just time has been very scarce. It's like I have been so proud of how productive I have been for the last few days, but I'm also like trying to get my t-shirt store off the ground and just a whole bunch of other stuff. And so it's like this has been an incredibly productive period, but still there's a ton of important stuff that has to be done by Hermit Rivals launch, which is Thursday. So probably gonna have a short stream tonight to accommodate that, but it's gonna be fun either way. Okay. So Esuma said have the ceiling be 1 up from above there. Kind of like that one. Hey, Dark Dialga 777, thank you very much for the 2. That is going to put us 8 away from the next Face Camera expansion. Thank you very much. Dark Dialga says, ham and provolone with mustard on a Kaiser roll. I'm sorry, this is not a deli, but you can... Is that just what you had for lunch? Because, yeah, if you're trying to order me to make a sandwich, that is not what I'm doing right now. Andy French, thank you for the 20, who says, tipping to celebrate my new job as a rocket engineer. Woo! Hey, that is an awesome job, Andy! That is so cool. I have had so much fun visiting different space facilities and stuff, like... But either way, that's going to put us over the top for our next expansion. So here we go. It's time to say... Expand Jost. Well, it's not Jost yet. Joe. And congratulations to Andy. That's awesome. Like, yeah, I have had so much fun visiting the kind of behind-the-scenes stuff at down in Huntsville. There is some great work being done in Rocketry right now. And I'm really excited for you that you get to be a part of it. That's kind of one of those things where, like, if I had to get another job after this, like, if I had to... part of me is in the back of my head always thinking, like, when I retire from this, am I going to be bored? What job would I want when I retired from YouTube when I'm, like, 70? I'm like, I would love to do something with NASA. But, like, they probably don't need, like, 70-year-olds who don't have any relevant skills. So, I don't know. At some point when things calm down, it would be really cool to go back and actually get, like, a useful degree in, like, computer image processing or something. Hey, X, just so you know, little baby spiders are spawning in here occasionally.
Ah, did you remove the blocks with the torches on?
Well, I had to, in order to, what do you call it? In order to put the walls in, there were a few torches that had to be pulled out.
Okay.
But, yeah.
That might mean the walls are in the wrong position. It's got to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, that's...
No, I counted them
1,
out
2,
with the
3
torches on the
that
ground. But, like,
Okay.
yeah.
Maybe they were just put in the wrong position.
I don't know. And is this is the height you want for the ceiling too, right? 1 above the spawner?
Yep, just 1 above's all you need on a cave spider.
Cool.
And then these ones are going to fall all the way down to this sort of level.
Hey.
Also, where you put the wall on that side, Need to combine these 2 rooms together.
I wasn't sure how you were gonna do that. So are we gonna just?
I'm
open
not
those?
sure either. I'm still
Okay.
figuring it out.
Yeah. Thank you, Jay Reagan, for additional 5. Who
know
says,
that
"Can I
all
get
of
number
that's
5
gonna
extra large
be
with a generic soda?"
Ripped out that bit.
That puts
And I
us.
guess in this direction it's
sorry.
like here. I think. Let's double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's it. Got to be careful with lighting stuff up as well, because we're leaving all these little areas and stuff. Things might spawn in.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be like this room here, and then it's going to go way down to the level of this one, which is just bonkers.
Okay. So should the width of the thing overall? Should we even have this interior wall here? Like, does this wall serve value?
Yeah, this wall is all part of it. It's all there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was thinking, like, if we're gonna have the water stream going straight under the whole way, you might want to be able to see down to that and not have this wall blocking it.
Do you mean when you're using the farm later on?
Yeah. So if you're up at the top of the farm, you know, that wall would be blocking the view of the water stream, possibly, assuming that we replace some of this with tinted glass.
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll build it all with stone bricks, and then we'll come back with tinted glass. Because, you know, like we get all of the first bit done first, just getting all the shapes and water streams going, and then when all of that's done, we can come back and put in the glass and stuff, like, so we can see where we want to see.
Yeah, it can be iterative.
But yeah, if we put in like the glass now, we might want to change it later.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it takes forever to break the glass.
Yeah, like, God, the most fragile material in the game, and there's no way to like instant break it. I mean, if you want to be realistic.
Okay, so you had talked about like digging out under here.
Are you not sure what to do?
Well, I'm just thinking about how this is gonna go. Like, how does this go then when it hits the next spawner area?
I don't know. I'm winging it a bit.
Yeah.
Let me go have a look. Like...
And so like if we are bringing the floor down from the next spawner area to be low enough that water stream and this water stream are gonna combine, right? Like, should the water just be as wide as the entire thing from the very top? And just
I
have
really
like
don't know. I
one
was just
big
gonna
water
look
slide?
at it once I've dug it out and then think about what would make the most sense.
Yeah, that's fine. Dark Dialga tips too and says, "What is the soup of the day?"
I was kind of like trying to do the top of the room
away.
while there isn't like too much to fall down into. But yeah, here, I mean, the water could sort of go diagonal or.
Yeah, do we
straight,
want
I'm
to?
not
We could make it
entirely sure.
wind like a river if we wanted, which would look cooler. But I don't know if there'd be efficiency issues. You know, like with stuff getting stuck.
Oh, I think what we're gonna do, Joe. I think what we're gonna. You've made me realize this room needs to push the spiders that way, and the two that link to it need to send the spiders underneath it, because we want them to come out on the other side.
Oh, so we
That'll
send them
actually-
all to the middle?
Yeah, it'll probably make it easier as well.
Okay. And then, so should the bubble columns, or however we get the spiders, are we gonna bubble column the spiders up to wherever the players are standing? Is that the idea?
Yes, that we will do.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
And then we're gonna have to use the design we used in your base, which I can wing it off of memory. But if I can't, I need to
We can
go
always
check
go
it
look
out.
at it. Yeah, if we have to. Okay, so I'll keep digging this out. You said this every 5 blocks gets lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then that's here.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the roof up here with the stone bricks. So what are your plans at the moment for the season?
Well, right now, Cleo and I just selected our castle that we're gonna build. And we haven't announced which one it is yet, but it is a castle that exists in the real world that people could go visit once it's safe. And because it is a real world castle, we were able to find model kits online, and we are going to schedule, we haven't had a date set yet, but we're going to schedule a day that we are going to do a craft stream where we both build models of the actual castle we're going to build in game out of model parts with like webcams pointed at our desks or whatever.
That's cool.
And so then when we talk about what we're going to work on that day on the server, we can like point at, here's the model on my desk of it. This is, you see this building here? We're going to do that, you know, that sort of thing.
That sounds super cool.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that, but we aren't going to probably break ground quite yet because we're waiting for the model kits to arrive in the mail.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's our big thing is working on those, or working on the castle and a surrounding village. So yeah, I think it's going to be really fun.
Oh, did you just cut out?
Oh, so, yeah, sorry, I had to click on something in chat. If I switch windows, the push to talk cuts out in the prox mod.
All right, got ya. You using push to talk then?
Yeah. Well, because I have a chronic cough, I feel like it's easier to avoid like accidentally coughing in y'all's streams or whatever. So, yeah.
How big do you reckon it's going to be in game then? Like, because you built a castle. Is it season 5?
Season 5. Oh yeah. So that castle that I built in season 5 is bigger than any real world castle because like it's a Dungeons and Dragons castle called Castle Ravenloft, and that thing is just gigantic. Like, you couldn't actually, I mean, maybe today you could build a castle that big with modern materials and equipment and stuff, but like it would not have been feasible with like medieval technology to build that.
Yeah.
And so since we're doing an actual castle from like the 1500s or so, don't quote me on that. That might be the wrong date. But, you know, that's the other thing is I've got a week or two to like go learn all the actual history of the castle because we kind of chose it based on aesthetics and size. But it's about 170 meters on the long dimension and about 100 meters on the short dimension. So
that's gonna look pretty good in game, I think, though.
Oh yeah, because we wanted something that was big enough to look good, but not so big that you have problems with render distance. You know.
Yeah.
So I think that should work well.
I was in your area yesterday, and I like there's like lots of paths linking stuff up.
Oh yeah,
like wooden ones across the water. It looks good.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a big thing. Was we needed to figure out where to place the castle and where to put the village buildings and stuff around, in order to make it work. Here's what I'm thinking I'm gonna do. My pick is about to die, so I'm gonna run back to my base and grab a bunch of stuff for the tinted glass at the same time that I get the stuff to repair my pick. Would that be cool. Helpful? And we can keep talking since we're on group.
Yeah, I got a feeling we won't get to tinted glass today, but actually, we're making a fair bit of pace at the moment.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, we got kind of some of the rough walls in, and just figuring out what the eye lines are going to be before we remove the lights is going to be helpful.
Yeah, you'll want to see if the spawn is active or not.
Yeah, definitely.
Does the tinted glass block out the particle effects? Actually, now I think about it, it doesn't.
I don't think so.
There's something, I'm sure there's something that stops you seeing the particle effects. It might be like something in replay mod, or maybe it's like an Optifine thing.
I think maybe there's something where you can't see particle effects through water. So like if you had a wall of like a waterfall, you might not be able to see it through that, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Hey, Dark Diaga, thank you for
this game's always had those sort of like little weird glitches. It's because of the way it like renders in layers, and then they change the rendering engine, and then all of a sudden stuff behind water doesn't get rendered properly. I mean, you and I have played this game for a long time, and I've done the update videos, and so I've just seen like this game has just been so like horribly optimized from the beginning for how it performs today, because you forget that like they've added so much stuff into this game, and so they constantly like have updates where they redo bits of the rendering engine, and you see all these weird bugs just sort of like reintroduce themselves over and over again.
You know what? I'm seeing a lot of folks saying that the tinted glass will block the particles, but the spiders will still spin. And so that's valuable regardless then.
I was thinking back to my skeleton spawner, which I was using just not too long ago, and thinking, no, I could definitely see that it was active, but maybe I saw that it was active for that reason.
Okay, you know what? More people are chiming in now. Some people are saying it might be an Optifine thing, where Optifine will, as a optimization, not show particles through glass, which helps your frame rate, but in normal vanilla, you would see the particles.
Yeah, I doubt that's like, oh, we optimized it for your frame rate thing. That sounds like a bug to me.
Yeah, that's also possible.
Unless seeing it through glass is the bug to begin with.
Well, you know, the thing is, what they would have said is, don't render particles that the player doesn't have line of sight on, or something, but then it treats being on the other side of glass as not having line of sight, or something.
Makes sense, because the glass is blocking it.
Yeah.
Okay, I've just gotten to the bit of the water stream where it'll get a bit more interesting. So, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, row of signs, and then here is where it will start to go down again. I think the number we used before was 5, like you push 5 at a time.
Yeah, that was to keep the water flow strong enough, right?
That's correct, yeah. So, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it has to go down again. Yeah, and this means the one on the opposite side is going to have to be engineered, like, back to front to get it all lined up. May School says, seeing through glass takes a lot of calculations. I'm literally picturing you sitting in a room looking outside with a calculator.
Oh, I was going to say a slide rule and a notebook. But yeah, that works too.
Like one of those little oddball comics or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I've got, yeah, I had enough amethyst to make 64 tinted glass, which is enough to get us started with just making sure that we can see once we put the walls in if the things are spinning.
I think you left some over here, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I left a bunch the other day, but I didn't see it when I came back, so I wasn't sure if somebody walked off with it, or...
I came back into the area to, like, record a clip, and it was there then. Maybe you didn't look in the right chest.
Yeah, that's it. I might not know what chest it was in. Somebody might have reorganized it somewhere, but I was like, even if we can't find it, I gotta go back to get a new pick fixed anyway, so... Yeah. Might as well grab some extra while I'm here.
I mean, if this... Hang on, I hear slimes. That means there's a slime chunk nearby.
Oh, yeah, we found the slime chunk the other day.
That might be something to integrate into the area. It's like a little slime cooker or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, why not if we're there anyway? No sense wasting the CPU cycles having the area loaded and not capturing them. Okay.
Indeed. I messed around with a really interesting mod today.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
Sadly, it didn't work.
Oh.
It's called Bobby, and what it is it's a render distance extender for servers.
Okay.
So you go on a server, right, and you know roam around. The mod it'll do is it'll save the world. So then when you go to parts of the world where you're not loading the other part, if it's in render distance, it saved it to your computer, and it will load it in there. So you'll have the last time you went there loaded in the world.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, in execution, it didn't work so well. So what I did is I put like the latest backup of the world download into that folder to begin with. So when I logged into the world, the Bobby mod had the entire world available to it. And I pillared up really high, set the render distance to 32, and it seems like it was kind of reluctant to go further than like 24, 26 sort of distance. And in some directions, it wasn't loading further than like 20 or 19, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, the potential is pretty amazing there, because anyone on HermitCraft can do as I did, put the whole world into this mod, and then set their render distance higher and just go and play. And then whenever you go to like an area that you haven't been to for a while, it will just replace those files. And so then when it's off in the distance, it will load it, and you'll